Hey YouTube, it's RuTube here, and I'm gonna teach you how to make a water jug greenhouse. It's fairly simple. All you need is a knife, a couple zip ties, water jug of course, something to put a hole with. I'm gonna use a soldering iron. And then if you want I'm gonna use this, something to tack it in the front so you can open and close it. All you do is get yourself a nice sharp knife. Make sure you're careful. Take your water jug, and I'm going to do it right there. So you're going to handle right here to pick it up. So I'm going to... Oh crap. Gotta say, that's way more... No, I'll do it. Just getting it started is a pain right in the tush. Cut it like that. I know it was some good plastic, but this is a brand new knife, so I thought it would just literally like cut through it like butter, you know? Yeah, live and learn. Probably have to go through it a couple of times to do it this way. Use like a cutting wheel, like from a Dremel or something like that. Probably any kind of saw. But I just want to make this about as easy as I can, even though I'm not sure it's gonna come out as easy as I want it to. I'm going to knife this. I'll be right back so you don't have to sit getting bored through it. Alright, I got it done. Took a couple minutes, but it got easier as I got through it. Alright, and one other thing you might need if you're like me and you don't always do things evenly, you want yourself a Sharpie. Because what we're going to do is mark where we want our holes that are going to act as hinges. And I'm going to put one right about here and right below it. And I'm putting it right here on this because it's a little thicker than the regular plastic here. I'll put one more right here and right there. Okay. And I did put lines right here so I know, because it is a little uneven, so it'll sit a little bit more even. All right. Then all you do, you take your soldering iron or whatever you're using, and we put little, careful, holes in it. And if you want to clean up all the extra, go right ahead. I want to give that a couple seconds to dry. Actually, it might be, it is already. Good. Alright, I'm going to flip this over, and I am, in this one, I am going to put some drainage holes, because I tend to overwater. So just put a couple. You don't need a ton of them. Of course, you can always use like rocks or gravel or something, and then put your dirt on top of that, so you should be able to see how much extra water there is. There we go. There we go. And you might want to clean your soldering iron and everything afterwards. And always be careful, especially if you got, like me, I have a dog around. So I have to be a little bit more careful when I have my knife sitting around and my soldering iron on and stuff like that. Because he does like to move around a lot. So I am going to just cut this a little bit off. Oops. I guess I don't want to make sure I get rid of that and it doesn't sit around because of my dogs. Or I don't want to put it in the bottom of my foot. Okay, now what we do, we'll just put it right back up there for just a second. Okay, and then take our little drawstrings. Run it through. Oops. Probably going to happen a couple times at least. Like I said. And just running this through. Alright, I'm not going to lock it in very tight yet because I still got this one to put in. Plus, I don't want it to be so tight that it's hard to do anything with. Or if it actually uses a hinge. Whoop, I got this one in upside down. Alrighty. You want those to click so they stay in there. There we go, here now. So, that's a little too loose. So, a little bit more on both sides. More. Whoop. That'll work just like that. And you can cut these if you want. That's your call. Now, in the front, I am going to use this and another string, tie string, so I can keep it closed. First thing I'm going to do is that right there. Right about there. I'm going to carefully take my soldering iron. Of course, all of it's stuck right there, so I'm going to leave that there for a second, give it a half a second to dry, and then cut it off. Now it's still a little warm, but it's not too bad. Get a little extra out of there. And you don't have to have anything that closes it. I do want something closing it. This fits in here. Well, I guess it doesn't want to, so I'm going to have to make that hole a little bit bigger. Stop that for a second. I'll give it a half a second or so just to cool down. Like I said, I'm going to want to make sure I don't lose any of these little pieces I cut off, because I don't want to step on them or somebody else too, and I don't want my dogs to find them and think maybe they're edible. Because the one sitting over by the window eats everything, including inanimate objects. Like when he was a puppy and he ate a CD while I was sleeping, which I don't know how I didn't have to give him to a vet, to the trip to the vet, but I didn't. I can't explain it, and I never did find the whole CD either. Put that right in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this in so it doesn't, just so it doesn't come loose. So I'm just going to use a pair of pliers and squeeze that right Be good. Let's see. And now I'm gonna have, let's see. I'm gonna have to have enough room for it to. Be right about there. So I'm gonna take my pen, or my Sharpie, excuse me. Line this up nicely. And then right here. Right there, 2 more little holes. Very carefully. Make sure, I'm pretty sure this will be big enough to fit in here. Sure will. Okay. And now we take this. Lock it in. So I can just take this. Oh. There we go. Whoops. Close that right in there so at least somewhat stays. Because I'm probably right now, I have some little tomato babies that, going, and I'm probably gonna put them in here till they grow a little bit bigger. There's a good chance it's going to be sitting outside. So, I don't want the lid to go everywhere. And not to mention, if you really wanted, you could just take some sticks or something and put them here on the outside. Glue them onto this part. That way it'll just sit still. I'm going to tighten this up just a bit more, and I am going to cut this. I'm going to try to, I guess. There we go. Actually, maybe I will cut these in the back, just so they look a little neat, just so it looks a little neater. But I'm gonna leave a little spot there in case I feel like I want to tighten them up some. There you go. That's literally all it takes. The only thing that took any time was cutting the jug itself. And you don't even have to go with a little lock system on it. You really don't even have to put a hinge on it if you want to just set it on top, especially if it's gonna be inside your house. The water holes, of course, are optional. You can fill it with whatever you want. You could use this for aquaponics, even though you'd have to do something with the outside so the sun wouldn't help algae and stuff grow on the roots and suffocate your roots. It's all your call. Do it however you want. Do it with stuff you got sitting around. These don't have a deposit on them, so you just recycle them. So I was like, well, why recycle them? I can use them. I have one that fills my fish tank. I have one I put filtered water in for my dogs, and I use sometimes for our own drinking water also, because I don't like most people don't like the taste of chlorine, and our waters, city water, is heavily chlorinated. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a like, and if you want to be part of the Real Crew, subscribe. You guys all take it easy and have a great day. Bye-bye.